You know when you use an app that just feels right? Everything flows, everything responds just the way you expect. It almost feels alive. Well, that's not an accident. It's something called interaction design. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the secret that brings these digital products to life. So let's start with this question. What really separates a good app from a great one? It's almost never the big, flashy features. The real secret? It's usually hidden in the hundreds of tiny, almost invisible moments between your taps and swipes. To really get this, you have to remember that a design doesn't just start out as a living, breathing thing. Nope, it starts as a collection of static, kind of lifeless pictures. And that's just the very beginning of the story. Okay, think of it like building a house. A design starts off as a static wireframe. That's just the architect's blueprint, right? It shows you where the rooms are, but you can't actually live in it. The dynamic experience, on the other hand, is the finished house. You can flick a switch and the lights come on. Interaction design is the process of wiring that whole house up and making everything work. It turns that static blueprint into a living, breathing home. Now, to get even more specific, we've got to talk about two terms that people mix up all the time, but they are right at the heart of this whole process: user flow and interaction flow. First up, we have user flow. This is the big picture, the 30,000-foot view. It's the conceptual journey. So let's say you want to buy a concert ticket. The user flow is basically open the app, search for the artist, pick the show, put in your payment info, and get the ticket. It's the high-level map of your journey from A to B. Okay, now let's zoom way, way into the interaction flow. If the user flow is the map, then the interaction flow is the turn-by-turn GPS navigation. It's the moment-to-moment experience. It's not just search for artist, it's how does that search bar actually appear? What happens as you start typing? How do the results load onto the screen? It's the actual conversation between you and the interface. So, here's the bottom line. User flow is the what. It's the path you take to get something done. But the interaction flow, that's the how. It's the detailed, step-by-step conversation that makes that journey feel smooth and hopefully even enjoyable. So how do designers actually craft this experience? How do they build that seamless, step-by-step conversation? Well, it all comes down to planning for, well, pretty much every possibility. We can break it down into these 4 pillars. First up, button behavior. You know, when you tap a button, does it press down? Does it change color? That tiny bit of feedback confirms your action. Second, screen transitions. Does a new screen slide in from the right, telling you that you've moved forward? Or does it pop up, signaling a temporary choice? Third is system feedback. When a photo is uploading, do you see a progress bar? When your payment goes through, do you get that satisfying green check mark? The system has to talk back to you. And finally, error states. What happens when something goes wrong? A great design plans for errors and actually helps you fix them instead of just leaving you at a dead end. And all this leads to kind of a golden rule of interaction design. Nothing is just for show. Every animation, every color change, every little vibration, it all has a job to do. Its purpose is to help you understand where you are, what just happened, and what you can do next. It builds clarity and confidence with every tap. So all these little purposeful details start to add up, and they create a very real emotional impact on you, the user. They create a feel, and that feel usually boils down to one of two things: control or confusion. When it's done right, you get this. The system just feels like an extension of what you want to do. You feel in control, you feel connected, and you trust it because it behaves in a predictable, helpful way. You know that feeling when an app just gets you? That's not an accident. It's meticulously planned. But when it's done poorly, you get the exact opposite. And we've all been there, right? You tap a button and the whole screen just reloads for no reason. Or you get some vague error message with no clue how to fix it. That's a disjointed, unpredictable system, and it just makes you feel confused, frustrated, and honestly, kind of powerless. So what's the ultimate point of all this careful planning? It actually goes way beyond just making something easy to use. It's about building the very soul of the product. The real goal here is to solidify the product's functional identity. Think about it. Is the app supposed to feel lightning fast and super efficient? Then the animations will probably be quick and sharp. Is it supposed to feel more fun and playful? Then you might see more bouncy, whimsical transitions. These little micro-interactions are what give a product its unique personality, its feel. So the next time you're using your favorite app, I want you to really pay attention to the little things. The way a list just smoothly settles into place, that satisfying little pop when you like something, or the subtle animation that guides your eye. And ask yourself, what's one small interaction in an app you use that makes the whole experience just feel better? That right there is the power of great interaction design.